Just a quick video here on how to change the tire and inner tube on your Jetson. Didn't really see any videos out there. Thought maybe I would go over it. I've never done it myself. It is the rear tire, which might be a little bit tricky. So we'll see. But purchased this not long ago, and my grandson has decided that he likes to do burnouts and skids with it. So we've got an issue with the tire. He was a little upset today, and I'm like, what's going on, man? And he showed me. You could watch me, I don't care. So here's what we got. Nice big hole. Let's get started. Got a Allen here. Also holds on the kickstand. Oops. We are going to cut this wire tie. A little slack in there. Would you stop doing that for a second? We're going to leave this dangle here. We're going to take off the tire and the tube. Might have to reuse this tube, even though it's flat, because it does have an odd valve.
Oh, that's how you get it out?
Huh?
I said that's how you get it out?
This disc is in the way and I don't feel like taking it off, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult. Actually, we can do it by hand. Very tight on that rim, it's pretty easy.
And make sure you like and subscribe.
Alright, let's see here.
So we can hit 1 million subscribers.
You're crazy. Alright. So you don't need any special tools. You can just pull this thing off the rim.
Without tools.
The best way would probably be take the motor and everything off. I don't like it dangling from there, but... Oh boy, you got a big hole. I don't know if our other tube is going to work in here. Tire is a 12.5 by 2.25, and you can buy everything on Amazon. I'll put links, but we went to Walmart because we need this thing up and going as soon as possible for some unknown reason. But let's see if this valve is going to be long enough to do what we need to do. I have to try to patch that old one. Ooh, no, it's going to be too big. That's not going to work. I'm going to have to patch this old one, bud.
Told you.
What do you mean told you? I told you not to peel out in it too. We're going to patch this and we'll be back. For temporary, hopefully this bicycle patch will hold. Seems like it's doing okay. We will order maybe a new tube on Amazon, but I'm going to be here today, that's for sure.
If you hear a lawnmower, that's just my friends.
A little bit of a rewind. That little patch we put in here did not work. So I'm going to go over some of the steps again. My grandson's not here right now, so it'll make it a little bit easier. We're going to start by taking off the nuts. It happens to be a 3/4 inch. It could be metric, but 3/4 inch is a perfect. It's got to be metric, really. Nothing is standard anymore. And then we'll take off. Now, a little tricky. The left side has just a washer. Well, it doesn't have just a washer, but it has this washer with the flat spot. The right side also has a washer, but if you'll notice, there's a little tang on there. Now, the other side has that as well, but it's on the inside. So we'll flip it around here in a minute, and we'll show you what we're talking about. Now I was assuming that patch was not going to hold, but he did get to ride it for the rest of the day. He's back home now, but he didn't get to bring his Jetson. He rides this thing all the time. So he's a little bummed out. Maybe I'll take it to him tomorrow or this evening. It's Saturday, we'll see. So we've got that, and then you can see that here's that other washer there. This time, if you remember last time we took it off from the bracket, or actually we took the whole bracket off. This time we're doing a little bit different, just because we had to adjust it anyway. So again, this is probably not the safest way. There's also a nut here to do this. I don't want to break that, but without taking this entire hub off, there's no really quick disconnect that I can see unless I take it apart. It seems rather sturdy. I'm not going to hang it like this forever, but we'll take it off just like we did yesterday. Again, you're going to have to go with the brake disc side because you've got your cable over here. Just going to kind of pinch it and just drag it over the rim. Now it's not the easiest, especially with this newer tire. This newer tire is a little tougher than the other. See, we've got it over the rim there. Now you could take this off. In order to get a tool, you either have to do it from this side, which again, we've got this in the way, so we're gonna have to contend with that. Or you can take the rotor off and then you could use some tire tools. But we're not gonna take it all the way off because we just need to replace the tube. There we go. And I think it actually failed at the stem. No, our patch gave out. It was a big slice. Let's try to pump it up and see what happens. A little air in there and you can definitely hear it. It held for about a day. This was just for my road bike, just a cheap get home patch, but they usually work fairly well for a road bike, but you could see it bubbling there. First changed this tire. I also bought a tube from Walmart. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier. It may already be in this video, I don't know. I'm kind of editing it as I go. But it didn't work because it did not have the bent Schrader valve, and it wasn't long enough either. It just hit the center of the hub. So we fixed this on Thursday, which was June 9th. And then he rode it all day, Thursday for the most part, and then Friday we came out, and for Friday morning he's like, it's broke. And so the tire was flat again. And couldn't find anything local, so Amazon to the rescue, and we got a 2-pack. So today's Saturday, which I don't know when this is going to be published, but this is Saturday, June 11th. So put a little air in it. Makes it a lot easier, prevents you from pinching it. That's probably a little bit too much, but let's see, let's just let a little bit out. And then we will, the rest of the procedure is pretty much just like changing a bike tire, so we'll go ahead and feed that through. I am going to do it on the, last time I did it on that side. I think I'm going to keep it on the rotor side. It just seems a little bit more natural. It'll be more difficult to pump up that way, but I believe it was that way at the beginning. Probably would help if I'd watched the beginning of this video for a few little tips and tricks. Oh boy. There we go. This new tire is rather stiff. This is basically, these tires are for little kids' bikes. Little tiny 12-inch. That's pretty much the same thing that came on there. Alright, so we got a little bit too much air in here. I'm still going to try to squeeze it all in here. There's just not a lot of space. It makes it worse because of that stupid cable. All right, there. And hopefully, so you can see the tire. That way when you push it back, and we are going to start on the Schrader valve side, and hopefully that's not too difficult to pump up. So we'll start pushing it on. Get to the bottom here. It would be a little bit more difficult, but there. Now it's back on. And everything else is just the exact reverse, so we're going to slap it back together. Go any further, this washer with the little, that goes on first on this side. It goes on the inside. The other side, it goes on the outside. On this side, you can't put it on the outside because of the kickstand and the brake. So it requires just a regular flat washer. Again, over here, same exact washer, but it goes on the outside. See, we got deflection there. Not good. Now, before we tighten anything up, also we have to put our kickstand on. We'll put that loose. A lot of up and down, or there's some side to side, not a lot of up and down. So this will kind of determine where your wheel and your brakes and everything goes well. It's kind of weird that this thing's very well made, but it seems like some of the parts were just kind of thrown on there as an afterthought, which I'm sure the kickstand probably was. Somebody demanded a kickstand and they said, oh, yeah, we'll just do this. Okay, we've got the wheel where we need it. Now, the one advantage of taking the brakes apart at the top here is I actually, when you apply it, I can adjust for that deflection. Now down here, remember, we were still getting the deflection because essentially we were just kind of adjusting the tilt of it. So up here we can adjust the in and out. So we're going to apply the brakes and then tighten these down. I don't know why I did not think of that earlier. It's just like a bicycle. There we go. I've got the brakes held down right now. So now we have no deflection. Very nice. All there's left to do is pump it up and test ride it. We're going to put about 35 pounds in this. Also in the description below the video, I'll post some links to some of the tools I use, like the bicycle stand. I don't use a lot of Ryobi tools, but I love this little gizmo. I have some of their batteries and a couple of their tools just because they were cheap. I needed there's a glue gun they have that's phenomenal. And that's what got me buying some of the Ryobi. Most of my tools are Festool, which are very expensive, but that ratchet was on sale, and then I got the little pumper. This was 15 bucks. It works great for bicycles. As I accidentally hit the trigger. Works great for bicycles and everything. And as always, thanks for watching.